The convenience store camera captured it all, every tense moment. A masked figure, waving a gun, demanding cash from the terrified clerk. The robbery was quick, desperate, and chaotic, lasting only a few minutes. Later that day, police sirens wailed through the streets responding to the call. They surrounded a disheveled Jeff Pearson, his body racked with heroin withdrawal, barely able to stand.
Wrong place, wrong time, they told me. I was just trying to get by.
They pushed him hard, convinced he was their guy, ignoring his protests. Jeff knew nothing about the robbery, his mind clouded by withdrawal. He was caught in the throes of addiction, desperate for his next fix, unable to think clearly. But the police saw a desperate man, a perfect suspect to close their case. They slapped the cuffs on him, ignoring his pleas of innocence, his cries falling on deaf ears. He was going downtown, facing a system that often felt rigged against the vulnerable, a system that rarely listened. The interrogation room was cold, stark. 2 chairs, a table, and the weight of accusation hanging heavy in the air. Jeff sat opposite seasoned detectives, their faces etched with skepticism. The fluorescent lights buzzed, amplifying the throbbing in Jeff's veins, the clamor for heroin, a deafening roar in his ears.
I was sweating, trembling. Withdrawal gnawed at me, a physical manifestation of my agony. But beneath the surface, a steely resolve began to form. I knew the law. I knew my rights. I had seen enough episodes of Law and Order to know how this game was played.
We know you did it.
The detective's voice was a gravelly whisper aimed at breaking Jeff's spirit. But Jeff held firm, his voice raspy but resolute.
Lawyer.
He croaked, the word a shield against their onslaught. They offered him water, a blanket, anything to break him. He refused it all. The interrogation stretched on, an agonizing battle of wills. Jeff's body screamed for relief, for the sweet oblivion of heroin. But his mind, sharpened by desperation, clung to a single mantra.
Lawyer, I want my lawyer.
Mind games, psychological warfare. We turned up the heat, Jeff.
We told you we had you on camera, that your fingerprints were at the scene.
We played good cop, bad cop, offering sympathy 1 minute, slamming our fists on the table the next.
We are masters of manipulation, experts at exploiting weakness.
We tried everything to crack your resolve, Jeff.
We preyed on your addiction, your desperation.
We painted a picture of a bleak future, a life wasted behind bars.
But you saw through our charade. You knew our tactics, recognized our game.
The law's shield. Miranda rights and freedom. These rights are a fundamental part of our justice system, designed to protect individuals from self-incrimination and ensure fair treatment. Through the haze of withdrawal, one phrase echoed in my mind. Anything you say can and will be used against you. It was a stark reminder of the power dynamics at play in that cold, sterile room.
He had seen those words countless times on TV, and now they were his lifeline. The dramatized scenes of courtroom battles and police interrogations had prepared him for this moment.
I knew that anything I said, any slip-up, could be twisted to fit their narrative. Every word had to be measured. Every sentence carefully constructed to avoid misinterpretation.
He clung to his Miranda rights like a life raft in a stormy sea. In the midst of chaos, they were his only anchor, his only hope for justice.
I repeated my request for a lawyer over and over again. A mantra against injustice. It was a shield, a barrier against the relentless pressure from the detectives.
The detectives grew frustrated, their carefully constructed facade crumbling. They had not anticipated such resilience, such unwavering determination.
We had underestimated our suspect, his knowledge of the law. His understanding of his rights was his greatest weapon, turning the tide in an otherwise bleak situation.
Justice prevails, a shocking release. The hours stretched on, but I held firm. Every minute felt like an eternity, but I knew I had to stay strong.
He knew that his silence was his strongest defense. The detectives tried every trick in the book, but he remained resolute.
And then, just as suddenly as it began, the interrogation was over. The room emptied, leaving behind an air of tension and uncertainty.
The detectives stormed out, frustrated and defeated. Their plans had crumbled and their confidence was shattered.
I was released, free to go. The weight of the world lifted off my shoulders as I stepped out of the station.
The evidence against him was circumstantial, built on assumptions and their belief that an addict was an easy target. They had nothing concrete.
But Jeff's silence, his unwavering insistence on his rights, had saved him. His determination was unbreakable.
I walked away a free man, a testament to the power of knowing the law, even in the darkest of times. The sunlight felt warmer, the air fresher, as I embraced my newfound freedom.